Indian school Bosher is all set to fly the flag higher by conducting Avenir 2022 in hybrid mode. Our impeccable planning, devoted team, unmatched resources guarantee a memorable event. The 5-day event will be held from Thursday, October 13, 2022 to Tuesday, October 18, 2022. Prominent achievers, educators, and industry experts will address the audience. Universities and educational institutes from different corners of the globe will present themselves to the audience of Avenir 2022. The event is open to all educational boards, including CBSE, ICSE, IGCSE, and IB. It will provide comprehensive career guidance to students to pursue their passions at national and international universities. Avenir 2022 guarantees a wealth of information and awareness on 21st century courses, scholarships, internships, and career placements. This event will assist students in discovering their ideal future career path. Let us gather together for this 5 days of excitement, effulgence, enlightenment, exploration, and exaltation. Let's join Avenir 2022 to discover you.
Students at the back, can you come forward and fill up the seats in the front row? Students at the back. Sunanda ma'am, can you just help the children? Please fill the seats in the front row. Manju ma'am in the opposite side as well. Opposite side.
Good afternoon, students. It's a request. Please settle down. We have to start our session. Dear guests, kindly note the following. Mobiles should be either switched off or on silent mode during the session. Kindly avoid moving during the session. Please note that the entry is only through the back door of the MPH. Washrooms are at the back of the MPH for all. The beautiful thing about learning is that no one can take it away from you. A warm welcome to one and all. Let me take you through the listings of what to expect in today's session. Today is the third day of the mega event Avenir 2022 #DiscoverYou. The welcome address will be followed by a brief introduction by the university spokesperson, the detailing of the courses available and the process of admission will be put forth. Then we shall invite the esteemed speaker for his presentation. We shall conclude the session with a panel discussion.
Good morning, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to Avenir 2022 #DiscoverYou, a global career guidance program launched by Indian School Bauscher under the aegis of the Board of Directors of Indian Schools in Oman. On behalf of Indian School Bauscher, I, Ms. Nupur Bhatia,
And Belinda Mascarenas,
take a proud privilege of expressing our profound gratitude to His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq Al Said for his bounteous and kind generosity showered on the Indian diaspora of Sultanate of Oman. May the Almighty shower His choicest blessings on His Majesty and may this nation experience peace and everlasting prosperity. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome Dr. Alex, Assistant Educational Advisor, Board of Director, Indian School of Oman. Mr. Ajay Poyara, ex-member, Board of Directors, Indian Schools, Oman. President, School Management Committee, Indian School, Bauscher. Dr. Anchan, ex-member, Board of Directors, Indian School, Oman. Vice President and Chairperson, Academic School Management Committee, Indian School, Bauscher. Mr. Dinesh, Chairperson, Parents Relations Subcommittee, School Management Committee, Indian School, Bauscher. Dr. Chandan Jayasimha, Chairperson, Co-Curricular and Cultural School Management Committee, Indian School, Bauscher. Mr. Raja Jayabalan, Chairperson, Training and Innovation School Management Committee, Indian School, Bauscher. Mr. Shanmugam, Chairperson, Purchase Committee, School Management Committee, Indian School, Bauscher. An amiable and courteous welcome to the principals, vice principals, assistant vice principals, head of the departments, coordinators, supervisors, and the entire teaching fraternity. I am extremely delighted to welcome all the students who are attending this fortifying session today, parents, invitees, and all our well-wishers. Thank you one and all for being present here this afternoon.
we will start our today's session by calling upon the university spokesperson, and we are delighted to welcome Ms. RENU from the IDB group to enlighten us about the different career options. Let's welcome Ms. RENU with a round of applause.
A very good afternoon to all of you wonderful audiences. Once again, considering that we have new sets of audiences, I once again acknowledge and thank you, Dr. Bhavesh, for the hospitality, the generosity, and for welcoming us at this wonderful platform of Avenue 2022. A hearty congratulations. I think the event, day 3, like I said, in early morning, completely energized. Just doesn't look that it's day 3. It just does look like day 1 energy. So thank you so much. And we have a wonderful set of audiences today. Congratulations to the entire team. I'm sure there's a lot of unseen hard work that goes in, and the outcome has just been amazing so far. So thank you once again. On behalf of IDP Education, myself, RENU Betling, and I'm here with my colleague Nandini Niog. Before we move further, I do realize and understand the topic of our presentation, so I'll just take you all through a small video that talks about who and what we can do for you. As we see on the slide, if you have the dream, IDP has a way for you. Moving on further with the presentation, we have a very, very interesting topic to talk about, arts and humanities. This has been an area that has been explored and has been looked into by a lot of researchers. It's being explored by a lot of artists, talented, young talent available. Arts and humanities is a very, very broad area, I would say. And today, I think you guys are really lucky because earlier, a few years back, the only professions that were recognized was either you want to be a teacher, an engineer, a doctor, a nurse, and maybe the list ended for us. Yeah? So today we have so many more professions to look at. We basically look at behavioral studies, we look at psychology, we look at arts, people who love to do interior designing, fashion designing, look at the creative aspect of your mind. Yeah? So today we have a few ideas, a few thoughts that we would like to share with you, considering that it actually touches upon your passion, the concepts that you love, the points that really touches your heart. It's very important, dear students, at your age, I can see some very young talent, very young kids as well, and definitely the ones who are in higher school as well. Remember, we are doing an arts and humanities presentation, and we did a few more other topics relevant. Remember to do one thing in life: follow your heart, follow your passion. If you want to become an engineer, go by it. If you want to become a doctor, a cardiac surgeon, go by that. If you like designing, if you like painting, if you like making creative things, and some people may term it crazy things, go by it, because you know you will excel. You like art, you like singing, you like to play an instrument, and you want to make it a career. Go ahead. It's a beautiful profession to consider. if you have the essence, if you have the heart in it, if you love it, follow it. And trust me, in whatever profession that you will go, success will come following. Okay? So that is something that I have a few points on the slide as well that says that it's all about what you want to do. Understand yourself first. Look at what your strengths are. See what you like doing, what you enjoy doing, and make that your profession, make that your career. And of course, never refrain from asking the experts around you, your parents who would be your role models, your teachers, your principal, your counselors. They are your guiding stars throughout. Okay? So if there's anything that you have doubts, you want to understand, and today, Google Uncle, yeah? Everybody, go Google. So you just keep going on the internet and you keep doing a research, and you'll get lots of information that you'd like to understand. While I will be covering about arts and humanities and studying overseas, I thought there would be certain points that might help you, and hence the session. There are some very interesting career outcomes that you could look at. As we see, teachers are such a strong role that they play in our lives. You know, right from the time that we are in kindergarten, from the time we graduate from our grade 12, the guiding star is all the unseen hard work that the teacher puts in for us, you know. And teachers being there in the academic profession have a very strong role that they play in our lives, which we often tend to underestimate. I'm not saying it's applicable to you, but definitely teachers have a very strong role, and I really would like to take the opportunity of congratulating all the teachers here. A big round of applause. It's a lot of hard, unseen hard work that you all would have done all this while, and especially COVID. I think you'll have a different story to say to that, preparing presentations, delivering it to the students, and again going back home, preparing another presentation to deliver it back. So it was a different platform that teaching went across. So teaching is a beautiful profession for those who'd like to consider it. Of course, it can be successful if you have that passion driven with you. You could get into culinary. Does anybody know what's culinary? Yes? Cooking, great. So we know whom I know now whom I should be contacting, huh? So great. For those who'd like to make their careers as, into culinary, who'd like to work in the hospitality industry, that's a wonderful profession. People who love to, bake, make wonderful menu items. It's a wonderful industry to look at. And you see there are so many TV cooking shows. It's gone to a different level, right? You have international contests, which we didn't have about, I would even say 15 years back, 10 to 15 years back. Everything is on social media, and there's so much of hype, there's so much of opportunities in the best of best, hospitality industries. You could also end up being, into animation, graphic design. It really pulls that creative aspect of your mind. It really kind of pushes you. And it's just not about painting, it's about putting it with technology. Technology has played such a big role. I'm sure teachers, you also would agree. Zoom became the absolute platform for us to teach our kids, right? So y'all used technology, y'all understood how y'all could have that combination of education with technology to deliver the final product to your child. So graphic designing, animation, for those who may be knowing about, there are several platforms that are available in today's arena for teaching. It's all through multimedia, and it's a very well-paying occupation as well. For those who'd like to get into government, roles, working with the embassy, working with, global organizations that could be for either crisis management, it could be for the general human rights, so on and so forth. So with an arts qualification, so with your specialization, with the subjects that you would take in grade 12, you certainly have a range of options that you all may have not had been exposed to a few years back. Okay? So these are some of the continued professions that we have. You could, end up doing a program that would lead you into business development. It could lead you into advertising. It could lead you into graphic design. So this is the kind of career outcomes that you can look at in today's arena. In fact, on a very practical note, the entire setup that you're seeing today, the very sound engineering, the systems, the entire collaboration of technology, putting into a framework of where I am standing is all about design, right? You agree to me? So it's a very broad spectrum that you could look at. It's just not about designing. It will be a marriage between technology and your creativity, and that's what is humanities today. That's what is arts all about. Okay, so there is a lot of research, there is a lot of study that has been going through within the world of service, because nowadays, if you notice, communication is a very, very strong element in reaching out to your audiences, right? So the very context of my slides is communication, is a segment of arts, it's a segment of media, right? So this is the way you can bring in your creativity. This is the way you can bring in your thoughts and think out of the box. I'm not too sure a few years down the line how advanced you guys will become. Maybe we won't have a presentation, we would have some, we may not require a slide and it may just be on a plain screen. So, your creativity and your ideas will actually take you to a very, very different level. So, why you would want to do an arts and a humanities degree? Because yes, it opens the globe for you. Right? You can work, let's say for example, if you want to get into government services, that's what you could do. If you end up doing an economics, let's say if you have an economics subject in your grade 12, you can move into areas of, you can still move into government sections, government departments. You could look at world organizations that work with human rights. So especially back home in our own home country, you have many organizations for the upliftment and development of various small and medium-sized sectors. That is something that you could consider as well. So humanities and arts is just not about history. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to get at. It's evolved, and it's an evolving subject, and it's an evolving economy, bringing in more and more people into the realm and the spectrum of the entire arts and the humanities element. So it really opens a new world to you. These are some of the career outcomes that we see. It is a bit technical, but just to give you an understanding that most students, who end up getting in, who want to make it big within this realm of specialization, would end up getting into either education, they could end up getting into administrative positions, senior level management positions, and definitely the entertainment industry. Entertainment industry is exploding. As Indian students, I'm sure you would be going back home and looking at your television. You would see the kind of channels that have come in, the breadth of talent that is available. So whether it's acting, whether it's singing, you have so many reality shows today. And I also watch them. You get glued to them. Why? Because you see people who are passionate about singing want to make that career. Yeah, we see so many of these shows like Indian Idol, and I can't remember, but I definitely remember this one name, and I can relate to it because children there, people there are following their passion, making it their career, So look at it from a very different perspective. if you really want to make up a career into either, a strong traditional arts or a humanities section, or into creative arts. So the entertainment industry definitely comes into creative industries, and that is something that you may want to explore as well. The academic requirements, I know most Indian students, in fact all of them, I see your marks are very, very high. It's always 85%, 90%, and whenever I speak to any student, like Nandini and myself have been in the industry, and we only see marks about 85% and 90. So we wonder how much you guys actually end up studying and for how many hours. But the good news for you is if you're looking at arts and sciences, the entry requirements are far more flexible, as we see it on our slide. Why do we keep it flexible? Any idea for arts and humanities? Why is the entry requirement a bit flexible rather than having it at 90% only or 85%? Perfect. Most students apply to push the creativity of their mind, right? Because arts is a very global profession. You look at it very holistically. It's a 360 degree. You think when you think about the entertainment industry, it's not easy. It's not easy to get famous. It's not easy to have a fan following. It's not easy to have a design concept like this put together. There's a lot of hard work that goes in. It's not easy to kind of conceptualize the design aspect of these slides. There is a lot of thinking that goes in. So the reason why universities have flexible entry requirement is to invite bigger minds, is to invite greater talent. And that's what it's all about. It's about bringing in and pushing you to think out of the box. Okay, so that's the good news for you all in terms of the entry requirements. My colleague Nandini will be speaking about the IELTS test. IELTS is the English language testing system. It's an international test English language test, which actually assesses your profession, your English communication skills across your listening, speaking, reading, writing skills, okay? And Indian students are easily getting 8 and 8.5, though the entry requirement is saying, 6.5 overall band with less than 6. That's the minimum benchmark, but you can go higher, okay? And when you're looking at applying to a university, you require your personal statement, and as Dr. Babesh, you did mention that you'd like to have a little bit of insight. I'd like to take this opportunity. So what happens when you're applying to an overseas university? You have to present yourself, right? But the thing is, you're not traveling there personally, right? It's your paper, it's your grade 10 mark sheet, it's your grade 12 mark sheet, and that's it, and your IELTS result. So who does the talking for you? The personal statement. Okay, so a personal statement is basically a paper that talks about yourself. So an introduction about yourself, how you are as a person. Okay, you can have few lines in that. And then you talk about how did you decide about doing a particular program. So let's say, for example, if you choose Bachelor's of Interior Design or you do Bachelor's of Fashion Design, look at your passion. See how you have driven that interest within yourself. Remember, there is a person sitting somewhere in UK or somewhere in Australia where you've sent your application and you're trying to talk to them through that document. So they should engage, they should understand you, understand your passion. Then you go on explaining about why you have found the program so attractive to apply, and how do you see yourself few years down the line. As simple as that. Addition to that, for those who'd like to take up like a more a design related program, let's say if it's multimedia, or if you're looking at fashion designing, or even arts related, something related to fine arts. I had a student from, I think, one of the schools here, from one of the Indian community schools, who actually ended up going for a fine arts program in Canada, and she's doing very well. Of course, so this gives me an understanding as well that there is a lot of students like you who are blessed with this kind of talent, and you all should consider exploring it. So you would also need to provide a portfolio in certain areas based upon the university and the program requirements. Recommendation letters is something that you would have to provide from your teachers, and that would be a very simple base of actually reaching out to a university to submit an application. Okay. So as you may be aware that IDP education helps students to study abroad, and make their dream come true. Just to understand from the audiences here, any of you wanting to look at studying abroad? Great. Great. Many hands, great. Can anybody tell me which country? US, Canada, brilliant. Australia, brilliant. So if you all are already in your higher school grades, I strongly recommend you to, do a little bit of research about the countries, do a little bit of reading on your own, because this is something, as you keep reading, it helps you make that decision. It helps you understand about a place. You are able to connect, you get a vibe when you keep reading information. Speak to your friends, speak to your parents, speak to your teachers who will guide you, all right? So just to understand a bit more, why do you want to study abroad, or why do you want to study in Canada? For those who told me Canada. Oh my God, what happened? The hands came up, but now when I'm asking, don't be afraid, just tell me. It could be anything. Why do you want to study in Canada or Australia or US? Somebody said US. Oh yeah, please tell me. Was your hand up, I think? For Australia? Okay. So, I don't know what happened. Don't feel shy, just let me know, why do you want to study overseas? Yes, please. I can hear you, yeah.
Educational experience, because it's a
Brilliant.
different country.
Brilliant, absolutely. You are exposed to a very multicultural place. Yeah, does somebody want to say something? I think there's a boy here, yeah, student.
Ma'am, I said Germany because Germany has a long history in automobiles.
Oh, brilliant.
And I want to enter the automobile industry.
Oh, wonderful. That's very well researched, I must say. To have such a specific answer, it really shows that you are doing your research, and that's wonderful. So yes, you have another student to say something?
I said Canada because I just really admired the schooling system there and how the teachers are in the particular country.
Oh, okay, great, beautiful. So you all have wonderful reasons, and that would justify your reasons of studying overseas. Overall, yes, what all you said is completely justifiable, and I completely agree to it. And definitely, as one of your students mentioned, that culture, you meet different people. You know how important it is to kind of mix with people of different nationalities. It adds on. Yes, ma'am, please.
Ma'am, the education is more practical there.
Okay, yeah, brilliant. Yes, absolutely. So education is practical. You have that balance about academic, and you have a practical exposure. That is one of the reasons that overseas education is attracting young talent like you all. So when you, I have been saying this in my previous sessions, students who go overseas and want to study abroad, they often come down to our office along with their parents to just kind of say hello to us. We see a new person in them, a new personality. That is the biggest reward to yourself, to your family, and to us. We pride ourselves when we see that change in that student, because we work with that student so closely as a team to make sure that they make that right decision between the university, the program, based on their preferences of their family and themselves. So it's a long transition. It's a very long walk that you would make along with your family to make that decision. So yes, it's flexibility in studies, it's lifelong friends, right? You would have friends forever. You would have friends from maybe Germany, you would have friends from EU, you could have friends from, Ukraine, Russia, you could have people from Singapore, you could have people from Australia. And guess what? When you have friends from these different countries, you are able to embrace culture, which is so important in today's world. Why do employers, want all-rounded people? Why is there so much of stress on soft skills, multicultural learning, being able to be employable in any part of the world? This is the reason. You're able to embrace people from across, and culture is such a strong element of our learning and growing that actually plays the biggest foundation in our learning, in our grooming. Okay? And also very important on a lighter note, what is another element that I think would maybe excite you or create more excitement towards studying abroad? Are your parents with you? Are parents coming to study as well with you? No. So it's the independence that you will have, the ability to make the decision with responsibility, with accountability. So whatever decisions that you would make, whatever reasoning that you would have, you will be responsible. So it actually makes you such a dynamic personality when by the time you actually finish your bachelor's degree. Okay? So we at IDP are able to guide you and assist you through the 6 countries that you see on the slide. So right from Australia, United Kingdom, United States, Canada, New Zealand and Ireland, we are partnered with over 800 universities across. So you have community colleges, you have schools and universities that are open to admissions. Touching a bit upon each country, I won't go too much in detail, but I'm sure you all would have heard about Australia as a country. Any idea which, I'd just like to understand, which is the capital of Australia? Which city? Sydney? Canberra, yes, perfect. I'm so used to hearing Sydney and Melbourne, so I just was curious to know, if it's the same. So great, it is Canberra, and all the government organizations, especially for you guys who are looking at working in administrative, government-related departments. There are very good universities in Canberra in Australia that would provide you the right tools and the right platform to get into the right place. Okay, so in Australia, technically you have 43 universities as mentioned on the slide, and you have 8 universities which are driven by research. Okay, so for those who want to do your PhDs and things like that, you know where to get there. We have some of the universities listed on the slide, right from University of Melbourne, Sydney, Monash, Macquarie, Deakin, which are very strong with arts and humanities programs. So especially communication, media, there's Deakin University, RMIT University, Monash, which have such depth-based programs that can actually add in a lot of value as you keep going. Canada, a destination that has been exploding from the last, I would say, 15 years. The degrees are all for 4 years in duration, and if you integrate it with a co-op year, which means that you kind of work for a year, which is inbuilt in your 4 years, so that stretches the whole program to 5 years. You actually end up having a program that is very transformational, and it kind of adds in a lot of work experience and real-time practice. So for the students who said Canada and lifted your hands for Canada, this is the beauty of the programs in Canada. And you can also do your double majors, so you can pick up a topic from arts and business as well, for those who would like to look at broadening your career aspects. Again, we have some of the very popular universities from Canada, especially universities like Ryerson, Guelph, Waterloo, Trent, University of Alberta. Coincidentally, just sharing with you, we just had about 7 universities from Canada come down to our office over on Thursday evening, and they had interactive sessions with the students coming in there. United Kingdom, a traditional choice for most international students, attracting students from across the globe. However, United Kingdom would have also a sandwich program, which is the last point mentioned, very similar to the one that Canada follows. However, just to let you know, United Kingdom courses start once a year. Same goes with Canada. So the admissions have begun already for, let's say we are in October 2022. We have started the admissions for the October 2023 session already. So it's very important that you work closely, because the universities also have deadlines, which I'll be covering in a couple more slides. Again, just to add on, we have Manchester University, King's College London, University of Nottingham, Birmingham, which are the crux of arts and design related programs, humanities. They are very strong in these disciplines, and you may want to consider these options when you are finally making that decision to take things further. United States, another crowd puller. Students have been going there since, I would say, since almost 50 to 60 years. And it has been a traditional choice for most students going from India. Again, the beauty of United States degree is the breadth. There is a lot of breadth in the programs that you look at, a very strong focus on practical. Their degrees are designed in such a way that actually gives you that practical component from day one. From year one, you actually have that kind of exposure being given to you by the universities. Again, we have listed a couple of universities. Since we are partnered with over 800 universities, it's quite hard to get them all on one slide. New Zealand, an unexplored option. New Zealand, for those who hear and know where New Zealand is, it's a tiny island just next to Australia. So it's a wonderful place, again offering degrees for 3 years in duration. An affordable choice. So for students, parents looking at affordability as one of your elements, you might want to consider New Zealand. New Zealand is at the stage where Canada was about 15 years back. So they want talent. They want young people to come and drive the economy. So, students, this is your opportunity. Look at it. If you all have made up your mind to go to a particular country, that's perfectly fine. For those students who are yet trying to contemplate whether to go to Canada, whether to go to the US, or any other country, look at New Zealand. You have a smaller filter to go through, because New Zealand prides itself in having 8 universities, which again have various elements. For example, Auckland University of Technology, which is on the slide as well, is very good for education, very good for teaching programs. Similarly, social media related communication studies, you have University of Canterbury. So in that way, you will be able to make the choice. Because you have 8 universities, the funnel will, help you filter down your options far more quicker. Ireland, another destination that you should definitely consider. I've been mentioning this in my previous sessions and continue to do this here. Ireland is a place where, for the EU, it's becoming the headquarters. So Dublin as a city is being equipped with the best of best talent, and the headquarters for, you could say, Google, Microsoft, name it. They have Dell. They all have their companies there. And obviously, like I said, there's a lot of cross-functional, there's a lot of, interdepartmental integration that is happening in today's world, which allows you to explore you can end up working for a technology-related company. You can work for a mining company. You can work for a computer programming company. Why? Because all these companies require communication specialists, and that's where you will come. They need people to design their website. They need people to design their services. So there's a lot more that you can do. It's just about your creativity, and that's why, like I said some time back, universities are pushing more students to get into creative programs, because creativity is something that's going to drive the economy in a few years down the line. So typically the qualifications in like I have spoken about 6 countries. So let's say, for example, US, Canada would have a 4-year qualification, whereas 4 to 5 year, of course, and whereas Australia, New Zealand, UK and Ireland will have a 3-year qualification degree, all right? So that is something that you might want to be keen to understand. The deadlines for each country is different. So for Australia, you have the degree starting twice a year. So you have one program starting in February, and subsequently it also starts in July. So you can choose which session you want to start. And remember that you need to start your admission at least 10 months to 12 months in advance. Similarly with Canada, you have Canada, USA and UK. They have pretty much a one start date. So they all begin each year in the month of September. So for example, like I mentioned some time back, for September, and for UK, we have started the admissions already now for September 2023. So for those who are, if we have any grade 12 standard students, the time is now. You need to kind of gear in and get your applications rolling. These are some of the universities that we'd like to share with you, which have very strong programs in the areas of arts and various disciplines that you might want to consider. This is a very important slide, and I'm sure this would be of more interest to the parents because this talks about the cost factor, and which is a very important element in the entire planning process. I can see students taking pictures, so I'll just wait a few seconds. Scholarships. There are scholarships being offered by the university. However, these are more merit-based scholarships. And if there are faculty-based scholarships, the students are usually asked to apply or they are rolled out via an email. They are informed about it. So it's very important that you ensure that you put in all your efforts to ensure to make your application apt, full to its entire extent. So with the best of your mark sheets, with if you need to have a portfolio, your personal statement, everything should be put together, which will allow the university to consider you for scholarships. Again, just to note, scholarship is not something which is available widely. It's available in a percentage format. So you may get a bursary, you may get a small fee, a small tuition fee reduction, and that would be it. So, and it would not be available for every student. So you need to really compete for it as well. Okay. So, well, this is celebrating our success. So just to give you an understanding of what we can do to help you better. So we kind of have been, we've been assisting students from 1969 and right till now. So we are over 50 years old. And as an organization, we have evolved. We have ensured to keep our student in center of what all we do. So right from our operations to our services to our value-added services, we add in we keep evolving by adding more and more services that makes your transition of, making the decision of studying overseas till the time you reach the shores of the country of your choice, along with your parents. Because trust me, it's a long journey that you'll be walking. And yes, there will be challenges, but I'm sure the end result will be something that you'll be happy with. So I won't be getting too much in detail about this slide, but yes, we do offer our services about applying to the universities. We counsel you. Most importantly, we start from counseling you. Counseling you would mean understanding your requirements, understanding where do you prefer to go, what do you like, what you don't like. Do you like to go to a country which is very cold? Do you like to go to a university which is big? Or would you like to go to a university which is small or medium sized? Would you like to go to a place where there are smaller number of students, or you would like to have a multicultural environment? These are very important elements when you make that decision. Because trust me, students, you all will be there for the next 3 to 4 years, and which will be a life changer, a game changer for you. So you cannot go wrong. These are all very important elements in making that important destination. See, your parents will be investing a lot of hard-earned money, and we appreciate that. So it's very important to ensure that the investments are channelized in the best possible way, and that can be done when you work with us as a team. Okay? We also do the IELTS testing, and I'll leave that to my colleague who's an expert on that to guide you. We do have education events twice a year and smaller events as well throughout. We work with schools delivering presentations. We had our event just in the month of September, where we had about 33 universities from across all countries participate as well. So these all services come to you free. Yes, you've heard me right. We don't charge for any of our services because the structure of our organization and model that we operate in. We are spread across the globe with we are about 35 countries across, with over 135 offices across these 35 countries. So, and we are looking at expanding to newer locations as well. So, and the best part is, whichever office you enter, you'll have the same spirit and the same student-focused approach, and that's how we prefer to do our operations. This is something that I've covered. We put you and your parents right in center of everything that we do. So right from application, giving you the counseling services, taking you through, the important things of applications, deadlines, documentation. Remember, the personal statement needs to be reviewed. All of that put together, help you with the visa documentation, process your entire visa application, get you ready for your departure by orienting you as to what to expect when you reach the shores of that country, helping you with your bank formalities, your insurance, your accommodation. It's like I said, it's a long walk that we will have with you to complete that journey. COVID has taught us a lot, right? Helped us to think beyond boundaries. And at IDP, we also did the same, just like the way how your teachers went beyond that extra mile to make sure that they are able to deliver the lessons to you virtually. We opened our virtual office during COVID times, and we are still operating the same. So for those of you who may have gone, for a class and you'll have come back in the afternoon and your parents are at work, you all can't come to IDP, we are just a click away, because you can join us virtually from 9 to 5, all working days, okay? So that is something that you all can avail of as well. These are some of the services that we offer free of charge, and we do, there are certain services that we assist you completely through our partners. This is an app that you can download for free. So all the information that I have been speaking about is something that you can actually access. So the IDP student app is it's free, and you can download it whenever you whenever you're able to, you can actually have access to all the information across our partner universities, the program, the tuition fee, the location, what are the important careers that you can look at. And there are a lot of blogs and posts that are there, which you might be interested in reading and looking at as well. And not only that, we also have a system where you can apply and be eligible for an offer letter within a span of 60 minutes. We do conduct information sessions for our students and parents on each Wednesday from 4 to 5. And adding to that, today we have a session, the online session, which is at 6:45 to 7:30, yes, 6:45, whereby our expert, our senior destination manager, Amit Kumar, will be delivering a presentation that I think you all will be interested. It's upon profile and profile development. So it's a very, I'm sure most of you may be interested in attending it. So please do attend it. It's via the online platform. These are our contact details. If you may want to keep them and contact us, you all are free to do that. This is typically my and our last session during this Avenir in terms of a face-to-face event. I just want to take the opportunity again to the entire team at Indian School Bauscher, to all the technical support that we have been receiving, to you, sir, and all the, all the team members, Ms. Manu, Ms. Ambika, Dr. Bhavesh, and the entire team that I may not even be, I may not have had the opportunity to meet, but to all the teachers that I can see here, to all you students, to all the staff there, making the session happen for us and having the opportunity to meet you face to face. I wish each one of you in this room and for all those viewing us virtually all the very best, and God bless. Thank you.
I request Ms. Nandini to please carry on.
Good afternoon, everyone here, and a very warm welcome to the IDP IELTS session hosted by Avenir 2022. Before I begin, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank each and everyone in the Indian school community, respected principals, vice principals, teachers, my dear students and parents, for having us here today. The Avenir team has been working tirelessly, we know that, to make this event a success. And I can say without any hesitation that this has been a brilliant success indeed. Congratulations to each and every one of you. On behalf of IDP Education, my colleague RENU and I would like to thank you for inviting us to be a part of this 5-day journey. It has been a wonderful experience indeed. So I'm here to take you through a journey of IELTS. We'll keep it as short as possible. Before I start, I'd like to show you a video of 9 reasons why you should take the IELTS with IDP. Here we go. So there you go, 9 reasons why you should take the IELTS test with IDP. So let me go through it very briefly. What is IELTS? IELTS is the International English Language Testing System. Any one of you students who've taken the IELTS test here? Nobody has taken the IELTS test? Have you taken with IDP the IELTS? Yes? Excellent. All right. We'll encourage your friends to take the test as soon as possible, especially if you're in grade 11. But let's go through some key points about IELTS. Let's go through what IELTS is about and the key destinations that, let's say, accept IELTS, all right? So in Australia, over 1,000 organizations accepting the IELTS, including Australian Department of Home Affairs. We have Canada, we have United Kingdoms, we have United States, New Zealand, and most importantly, Oman here as well for us, okay? Just going through some figures, we have more than 4 million IELTS tests taken since, let's say, in the year 2021. And then we have more than 11,000 organizations accepting the IELTS test. It's available in more than 150 countries, actually, the US included. And then it's one of the most secure tests that is available. It's very popular. It's a high-stakes test and a very, very, let's say, fair test for everyone. So why do you need to take the IELTS test? Anyone here? You're all students here. You are here because you need to study. Maybe you need to study in an overseas university. Okay, my colleague has just spoken about the requirements that are there, and IELTS, as you may have noticed, is one of the criteria that you have to meet if you want to apply to an overseas university in one of the countries that she had elaborated on. So you need the IELTS because it is an English proficiency test. You need the IELTS because you want to study overseas and maybe also here in Oman, let's say. You need it for the university applications that you have. You also need it for exchange programs. You know what exchange programs are, right? Let's say you are doing an undergrad course in India, maybe in the UAE, maybe even in Oman. But there's one semester in the course where you might be able to have an exchange program with a parent university, which is maybe in Australia, in the UK, in the US, Canada, wherever. So when you go for that, they will ask you to take the IELTS test to prove your proficiency. So why do they ask you to take the IELTS test? I had an interesting question this morning from one of the students here. Why the English language test? The reason being, the medium of instruction in the universities overseas, in the countries that had been mentioned by RENU, the medium of instruction, what will it be? Will it be Hindi? Will it be Arabic? Will it be Urdu? Or will it be English? Can you tell me? English, right? English will be the medium of instruction. That is why they will ask you to prove your skills in the English language, okay? What is your proficiency? Because if you don't have that skill set, you will struggle when you're studying for your undergrad course, okay? But I know that each and every one of you here following the Indian school curriculum, you are brilliant at the language. The students that we have had, taking the IELTS test who've done the CBSE, I don't think anyone has scored below a 7. It has gone up to an 8.5 and even a 9. So imagine the standards that you have, okay? Imagine the level that you are at. So that's very important to know. But having said that, I will say that without preparation, you cannot do well anywhere, right? You may be brilliant in listening skills, writing skills, reading skills, and even speaking. But if you don't know what the test is going to ask of you, if you are not prepared, and you are at sea when it comes to the test itself, then you will lose out, okay? So at IDP, I will speak about the support tools that we provide if you register for a test with us, okay? So before I go to that, let me also tell you that there are two formats of the test. One is the paper-based test, and the other is the computer-delivered test. So we started off with the paper-based test way back in 1989. Okay, it was launched globally when IELTS started. And very recently, we've now come up with the computer-based test. So the advantages, of the computer-based test versus the paper-based test. Paper-based test traditionally liked by everyone. You use a pencil and the paper. You answer the test. Test dates are available 4 days in a month, sorry. And you take the test, and the results are available 13 days from the day of the test. In the Middle East, you get it on day 12. Computer-based test, on the other hand, it's available 7 days a week, 3 times a day. So morning, afternoon, and evening, you can take the test. USP here, result turnaround time is 3 to 5 days. So it's actually available even 2 days after the test day. Let's say I take a test today, results will be available day after tomorrow. So if there is a deadline that you have to meet, which is very, very close, you haven't registered for a test, computer-delivered test is the answer for you. So nowadays, you as children are very competent on the keyboard, right? Very tech savvy, I should say. So most children nowadays opt for the computer-delivered test, mainly because of availability, also because they are comfortable typing away on the computer, and also because of the fast turnaround time. So I meet students coming to register for the test almost daily, and then whenever they see the computer that we are offering the computer-delivered test, they raise their hands for that. We'd like to go for that. So it gives us great pleasure to see, because when we started off with the computer-delivered test, there was a lot of hesitancy, I should say, anxiety. Can we perform well? Is it going to be tough? Can we manage the time? But, as the days are rolling by, we see that more and more people are up for it. Perhaps word of mouth is also there. If 2 of your friends take it here, they'll be like, oh, it was so easy. Let's just go for the computer-delivered test. Dates are available every day. All right? So, but it's up to you whether you want to take the paper-based test or you want to opt for the computer-delivered one. So it is the world's most recognized test, recognized by governments world over, universities world over, employers everywhere, especially here in Oman, and then professional registration bodies as well. You have the nursing bodies overseas, you have the healthcare bodies overseas, so they will ask you to take the IELTS test just to prove that you are competent enough to handle the work that you should be handling there. So very briefly, I'll touch on the types of tests which are there. You have the IELTS academic and the general test. I don't need to speak about the general test, because mostly for university applications, they will be asking you to take the academic test. It'll test your listening skills, writing skills, reading skills, and the speaking skill. So the speaking test, as I've been saying every day, it seems to be the most enjoyable part of the test, because you are interacting with an examiner face-to-face, okay? It's a very enjoyable experience. They make you really comfortable, and you are able to speak what you have to speak, and you can score very high, which brings up your band score, the overall band score, I should say, okay? Then we have the IELTS on the computer, which I have spoken about already. We also have the IELTS for UKVI. So this is a test which is required by the UK immigration body. The test is the same as a standard IELTS. You do the same listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Even the questions are same. So what is the difference here? It is just the environment you are under. You are under more secure surveillance, I should say. So you are under CCTV. Your photo is taken twice. Your finger scan verification is taken a number of times. This is the only difference. It doesn't make any difference to you. It's just the environment that you are under. We also have the life skills test. You don't need to deal with that, but it could be people you know or your family who would need it. If you want to go to the UK to set up a business, they will ask you to take the life skills test. If there is a spouse who needs to join his or her spouse who already is a UK citizen, but he or she isn't, she will be asked or required to take the life skills test, which, by the way, doesn't have any scoring, but it just has a pass or a fail. That's it. Okay? So I've already spoken about the computer-delivered test, where you have fast turnaround time, result turnaround time. We also have the test dates available each and every day of the week. So let's speak a little more about the band score which is there. Can you pass or fail an IELTS test? Right, you cannot fail a test because there's no pass or fail. The highest band here is 9 and the lowest is 1. There is no 0. So why is there no pass or fail? Because essentially each requirement will be different. If you're going to the university for a healthcare program, they might ask you for a 7.5 band. If you're going for a foundation program, they might ask you for a band 5. Undergrad program, maybe a band 6 or a 6.5. So it's really the requirement that you need. So you know whether you have met the target, which is the band score, or not. But essentially, you have not failed the test at all. Okay? A little bit about the preparation. How do we support you to prepare for the test? You've been doing so many exams, right? Annual exams, you'll also go for the board exam, you have terminal tests, quarterly tests. You prepare for the exam, right? You can't just straight away go and say, I'm ready. Night before the test, go for a movie, watch, come back, haven't prepared anything, sit for the test, and expect to come out with flying colors. Doesn't happen. Okay, unless you're super, super, super brilliant, I would say, and super talented. Doesn't happen. We all have to prepare ourselves for any exam in life and in school, in the academics. So prepare, take the time to prepare, because with this preparation, you will come out with flying colors. You will be very, very successful, I would say. So we have a lot of tools at IDP. We have the IELTS by IDP app. Download it on your phone. Book for your test online on the app itself. Prepare for the test. The app itself is available. Results for the test, the app itself it's available on the app. On the go, you are on the go, you're traveling, you're going to school, taking you 45 minutes, 30 minutes. No need to waste your time. Just download the app, prepare for the test, book for the test, get your results by the test. So this is something which is very, very important and very, very helpful, I would say, and which will support you a lot in your preparation for the IELTS test. We also have a master class, a 90-minute session, interactive. We have an expert. You will be speaking. You can interact with the person who will tell you how to better your scores, common mistakes that you can avoid, and what it is that they're looking for, the IELTS assessor, when they're asking you to take the IELTS test. So we have webinars thrice a month, Countdown to IELTS Masterclass, and Ask the IELTS Expert. Book a test with IDP IELTS, and you can avail of these facilities which are there for you. We'll walk you through a short audio, and then we should be good.
When you're taking a test, you want to be as prepared as possible. You want to know your weaknesses and strengths. You want to avoid as many mistakes as you can. You want IELTS Masterclass. IELTS Masterclass is a free class that helps you understand the assessment criteria, common mistakes to avoid in your test, and what examiners are looking for when scoring you. So if you're preparing for IELTS, come to the IELTS Masterclass.
So that's it about Masterclass. We have a preparation offer called IELTS Prep Course. It's a paid-for course, but it can give you a score. So you can avail of this as well. You'll get feedback from IELTS expert on how you have performed, and make sure, and you'll also know where you stand, because you'll get it's like a placement test where you know where you are at. If you need an 8 and if you're a 7, you know that you need to prepare this much more to get better and better. So we have, at IDP, we have various venues where we test. So not only in the city of Muscat, but we also test everywhere in the country, from Sohar to Salala, to Nizwa, to Ibri, and here in Al Khud, Ruwi, Wataya, Madinat Kabus. So whichever destination, whichever location seems good for you, please go ahead and book the test with us. I'll be done with my presentation today, but I'd like to thank you once again for having us here, for inviting us here again. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Nandini and Ms. RENU, for the informative session, and we are sure that our students have now got a clear understanding of what to expect in their near future.
Can we please give a big round of applause for ma'am? Thank you. I would request our principal, sir, Dr. Bhavesh Bhalerao, to please accompany our SMC members to the stage and facilitate our IDP group speakers, Ms. Nandini and Ms. RENU, and our powered sponsors too. Sir, can we please have you on the stage? And I would request Ms. Nandini and Ms. RENU once again to please be there on stage. Can I request Mr. Raja Jayabalan, sir, to please facilitate Nandini, ma'am? Can I request Dr. Chandan Jayasimha to please felicitate RENU, ma'am? Thank you so much. It's an absolute pleasure for me to call upon our speaker for the session, Mr. Wilfred Lestrado, a performance-driven professional with more than 15 years of rich combined expertise in strategic planning, talent acquisition, training and development, HR business partnering, performance management, compliance management, general administration, system development, and team management. Sir is spearheading the entire gamut of HR functions across all hospitals and 6 medical centers, including cosmetic centers. Dear audience, please join us in welcoming our speaker by giving a round of applause. Sir, the platform is all yours.
It's audible? Yes. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Oh, yeah, it's evening now. I'm so sorry. Okay. Yes. Before starting this session, I just told my daughter, like, I'm going to speak about, humanities in your school. My daughter is studying in your school, actually, a year in Bosher. And she told, Dada, don't be shy and don't be scared. My teachers are there. I'm depending on that, and I'm standing in front of you guys. Okay. Yes, let's talk about career path for humanities. Now, what we do, we get tensed after certain times, after 10th, after 12th, we get tensed. What to do? What to do? Then, main thing we go for, next thing is help, right? After tension, we go for help. Like, we discuss many things to many people. So, many things to many people, and we decide where to go. Yes, depend upon our skills and depend upon where we have to reach. Where we are now and where we have to reach, there we think of that and we decide. Let's see from where humanities came from. Humanities came from a Latin word, humanus. It studies how humans have expressed themselves through the art throughout the history. What's humanity? Humanities. Humanities are major, often prepare you to pursue a role that require understanding of people, creativity, community planning, communication, planning, problem solving, teaching, as well as many other types of work. It's purely based on your skills. It's purely based on your skills. You want to become dancer? Do it. You want to follow yo-yo Ani Singh? Yes. Please. Rapper? Yes. All professions are like humanities, based on humanities. Okay? See, we get confused. What to choose, where to choose, how to choose, what to do. Many 101 people, we go to 101 people to, decide what to do, like what to do. We go for career guidance. Many people tell that doctor, yeah, it's required for a community. Engineers, see, it's society required certain percentage of all professions, right? Even doctors required, engineers required, musicians required, entertainers required, business development people required. So it's a combine of all the professions. Your society, our world is combined of all the professions, nothing else. So we have to think where to go and just which path we have to take it. Yes, should I study humanities? Yes, one beauty of this humanities is like humanity discipline focus on students, the opportunity to practice making good and beautiful things themselves based on my skill. If I'm good at dance, yes. And second thing, develops our capacity for critical thinking and appreciation for cultural heritage. If we study humanities, we are, representing our culture. We are appreciation for cultural heritage. That's the beauty of humanity studies. And obviously, a prize value of creativity. We understand each other. We meet many people from different religion, different place, so we understand each other. It's simple. What skills do we require for humanities, One is like, what skills we require for humanities studies? Like, simple. What skills I have? What I'm good in? I think, have you seen 3 Idiots movie? Have you seen? Yeah. Have you seen that character of Farhan? Yes. Have you seen, I forgot his name. Farhan is a photographer, right? How he convinced his father to become a photographer? Right. That is his passion. That's nothing but he is interested towards a career in humanity. Photographer is a humanity, is interested in photography. And have you seen one more person? I forgot his name. Amir Khan. He used to follow what is, he used to follow what is interest actually, right? So good movie it is. So first thing is what skills required for humanities. It's a communication that's required. So creative problem solving, decision making, self-management, critical analysis, and empathy, people management. So I'm telling, this is just a basic skills. I'm not talking about, I have not referred any Google or just, I prepared this presentation based on my experience. What, I'm in HR field for last 16 years. Based on my experience, I prepared this presentation. So that is whatever I thought, whatever I learned, I'm just presenting to you guys. So that's what, okay. See, people think about, many people thought about, spoke about management, and many people spoke about, I-paid job. Yes, but I just give glimpse of around 7 to 8 careers, which is in humanity. One is a psychology. Psychology is nothing but your learn. So there is a difference between psychiatrist and psychologist. Psychiatrist is a purely medicine guy, and psychologist is required for all the field. I think we have in Indian school also, we have counselors, psychologists. So it's, quite a paid job also, but yes, it's required everywhere. PR, public relations, most of 99% companies or 99%, 99% companies or all the companies have PR managers, public relations officers, all those. It's very important, and it's human resources management, my favorite subject, sorry. I can talk 3 hours, 4 hours on this, okay, because I'm in from this. This is one of the best, I enjoyed this profession throughout my career, because throughout my life, where you can make one person, you can make, or you can, you can develop one person, one employee. So I'll give you 2-3 examples. Training and development. We can talk about training and development. We can talk about recruitment. In company, you are the first person to meet any employee, and you are the last person to meet any employee. You are the first person to help anyone, okay? Because it's in your hand. I'll give you one example of a couple of years back. maybe I was working in India, one nurse, I think nurse or some medical staff, has come for a job, and during medical examination, it's like she turned to be pregnant. So, as per policy, we cannot take pregnant girl for a job because I think she is X-ray technician kind of thing, because they are exposed to X-ray. So then what to do? I told, take your time, 9 months, no issue, deliver a baby, come back and join. And many experience like that we had, and we, in HR field, you are the person who is helping to the staff. You are the bridge between management and a staff. So it's a very interesting subject, human resources, and you have to run payroll, salary. My office is always now filled up with anytime they come, and my team anytime they call, and anytime night 12 o'clock also we receive a call. It's a noble job. So event management is one of the it's happening job happening things in this current scenario. Event management, hospitality management, this is one of a fantastic again say that fantastic career in hospitality management. Have you gone? I think everyone has gone to 5-star, 3-star hotels, even in hospitals, yeah. So from reception to exit is nothing but hospitality. That is a career. If we make it that career, yes, it's very good career, and it's very interesting, very interesting, and you are dealing with human beings, not machines, right? Advertising, yes. Social worker, it's nothing but social worker, actually we have different things about, we are thinking different about social worker. A social worker is like, have you heard of NGOs? Yeah, you work for a weaker community. So you work for a weaker community. That is one of the best noble profession, because I have a lot of my classmates have become social workers and activists, and it's a noble profession under humanities. Teaching, yes, no words for that. So everyone knows the difficulties of teacher, and it's a noble profession. What we are now, it's because of teachers. Am I right? What we are now, it's because of teachers. It's some of the career opportunities in humanities, like judge, photography, dance, actor. My colleagues will talk about, after you have panel discussion, okay. Life coaches, career counselor, so historian, journalist, librarian, all those things. Marketing, marketing is, guys, marketing is one of the, exciting career, and in marketing, it doesn't mean that you have to go with the bag, or sales and marketing, you have to go with the bag and you have to sell. No. I think Dr. Vinod also here. So if someone is interested, and openly I'm telling, someone is interested to learn about marketing or learn about human resources, hospitality management, I'm ready to give you a 1 week, I'm ready to give you 1 week, a training program in our hospitals. So I'm ready to give you, because you learn about, you learn about things, learn about what's going on in the marketing, what's going on in the life, in hospitality, what's going on in, human resources, okay? Branding, content writer, etc. So I have one small video. So YouTube is not working.
When we are little. When we are little.
No, it's okay. Fine.
It's okay?
It's okay. No issues, not required.
They can play from there up.
But it's not.
That's all.
It's okay.
That's all that.
It's
All one
okay.
slide.
Done. Last, it was last. No issues.
That's it, right?
That's it. Yes. Now, any questions about humanity? Next 10 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever. Any questions? See, I love interactive session instead of this presentation. I prefer interactive sessions. And always when I give presentation or when I give any training program, I never stand in stage. I'll be there, actually. So that is most, interactive sessions. I love that. So any questions you can ask now. Anything you can ask. Open. Anything you wanted to ask?
So, about the training program you offered, how can we register for that?
I'll give. You can take down my number. So you can take down my number from teachers. I think Miss Sandhini is having number, so you can take it. No issues.
Thank you.
You can call me directly, no problem. Yeah, yes, I think I have already. It's nothing, it's communication skill. That's very important. Clear communication. Second thing is like creativity. I think Ms. Sandini asked, what is the skills required for administration? And nothing, it's, communication, problem solving capacity, people management. You have to learn, people, pearls. That's important, okay? You have to be with the people. That's it. And moreover, you should know a decision. You should able to make decision whenever required.
Hello, sir. This is one of the questions raised yesterday, actually, but we could not clarify yesterday. So this question is on behalf of students. There are some combination courses and designations in healthcare, like hospitals. So a doctor after MBBS can opt hospital administration and become a leader.
Yes.
Become a COO or CEO. A nurse after BSc nursing can also opt, can also go for hospital administration and become a C-suite profile, like COO or CEO, or even the CNO. What are your views, what are your suggestions to our students, ISB students, that on these combination courses, where especially with MBBS plus hospital administration, nursing plus hospital administration, pharmacy plus hospital administration, even we could see some of the doctors with MBBS are heading human resource at country level. So can you please throw some light for our students to understand better on these combination courses?
See, for a humanities studies, you can study anytime. After engineering, you can do MBA, MHA, Master in Hospital Administration, and it will be a nice combination. After, I'm a commerce graduate. For example, I'm a commerce graduate. I have done masters in social work, studied psychology, got into HR field, I'm certified CHRM, like, a certified human resources professional. So for base, doesn't matter. For engineer can become a human resource professional, and doctor can become one of the best administrator, where doctor can sense the patient's pulse and he can give best service to the organization. Always, money doesn't matter. Service matter to the patients. Yes. Money is required to survive. Am I right? Am I right? Yes. But as Dr. Vinod asked me, see, this kind of combinations, like in a healthcare industry, since I'm in healthcare industry, or human resources, as a human resources professional, this combination is one of the good combination. And we have many doctors who has done master in administration, and they become good administrators. So people can opt MBA after engineering, or MBA in hospital administration, MBA in healthcare management after engineering, or after MBBS, or after BSc nursing. But they'll be a good administrator. So, sir, am I clear? Thank you. Anything else, ma'am?
Any other questions, dear students?
And humanities is one of the fantastic, very interesting subject, interesting field you'll enjoy. And you'll get money also, frankly talking. It's like, money to survive. You'll get money also. And a very interesting, interesting topic and interesting field, humanities. So, before winding up, I think.
Excuse me, sir. There is one more question. Who are the core members, manages entire hospital? This is another question from one of our students.
Yes, little tricky questions. Different hospitals have different, core members. But yes, I'll tell you, if I see hospitals, head of operations is a person who can be, I can say that he's the owner of that hospital. Straight away I'm telling, because person who's heading entire hospital, it comes next medical director, nursing heads, then finance person will be there, human resources, obviously, and all, insurance and insurance billing. One more thing, again, hospitality, receptionists and nurses. I always tell that receptionists and nurses are backbone of the hospital industry, or receptionists are backbone of hospitality industry. Yeah. So these are the main, and technicians, or these are the main, core members in the hospital. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yes. Before winding up, I'll tell you one thing. Everybody knows Hindi. Dil ki baat suno, then take decisions. Right? Convincing your parents in your hand. Convincing in parents in your hand. And second thing, convincing yourself is also in your hand. Students, I never say students, friends, very crucial time for you to decide what to do. I think all are aged between 13 to 18, if I am not wrong. And this is very crucial time. Think of 10 years, 15 years ahead, or 30 years ahead. Think of society. Think of, your parents, what you have done for you. Think about your family, then take a decision, and think about yourself. Thank you so much.
Everyone, let's put our hands together for Mr. Wilfred Lasrado. Sir, that was indeed an informative session. Thank you so much, sir, for your insightful inputs. Let's all recharge and refresh ourselves for the next enriching panel discussion session. We will have a short tea break. Dear audience, we request you to please be back on your seats by 4:15 p.m. We will begin our panel discussion by 4:15 p.m. sharp. Thank you.
we'll have some refreshment and we'll come back. What's the number? Confidence.
Dear students and teachers, we would request you to please be seated. Students standing at the back, can we please have you on your seats? Students, we request you to please be seated. Please settle down. We are waiting for the session to start. Teachers on duty, please see to it that all the guests outside and the students should be coming in. Dear students and staff members, I request you to please take your seats. Dear students, I request you one more time to please settle down. The panelists are here and we are all set to begin the session. Discipline teachers, please take charge. Discussion is an exchange of knowledge. Your perspective is always limited by how much you know. Expand your knowledge and you will transform your mind. Let me invite our moderator of the session, Ms. Baby Sophia Paul, for the panel discussion. Over to you, ma'am.
Good evening. Hope you all had a refreshing tea break. So we are looking forward for another interesting session. So children, your kind attention. We have young and dynamic panelists with us, so let's move on. RENU 2022, #DiscoverYou, is here to guide and inspire our participants to make smart decisions. Students shifting from schools to universities often find themselves at crossroads, are completely confused and ask, what's next? Do you still have the question, what's next in your mind? It's partially gone because you have attended a lot of sessions. The increasing dynamism of the labor market, the rapidly changing demand for skills, and the growing diversification and fragmentation of education and training provision are making the process of decision-making more difficult. Your career choice is one of the most important decisions that you will ever make. Getting to know yourself, your goals, aptitude, personality, interest, and values. It is the best place to discover yourself, to start up a potential career in humanities. Let's dive deeper into the humanities and the kinds of career you can pursue after graduation. Today we have an amazing panel on unconventional career path in the field of humanities. Well, we'll be talking about the big trends we need to keep our eyes on that could directly impact your career. Dear audience, I request everyone to put your hands together to welcome the eminent panel members as they join us on stage. May I request Mr. Hemal Mehta, former Oman cricket team captain and mentor, Muscat cricket coaching. Welcome, sir. May I request Mr. Delicious Sahadevan, DADS choreographer. Welcome, sir. Now we have Ms. Rohini, career counselor and parent coach. Let's give her a big round of applause. Next we have Mr. Mohammad Wasim, karate coach and MD of the Champs Oman. You're welcome, sir. Next we have Mr. Wilfred Lestrado, administrator. You're welcome, sir, again. We have sir again with us. Thank you all and wishing you a splendid time with us. All right. Before we dive into the panel discussion, I would like to take the temperature of the room. Just show your hands in the air. How many of you are good cricketers? Wow, that's amazing. Nice. How many of you tap your feet when you listen to a good piece of music? That's wonderful. How many of you can defend yourselves by punching others? Yeah, that's lovely. All right. How many of you are good administrators? That's lovely. How many of you show empathy towards your friends when they are in trouble, when they cry, and you counsel them? That's amazing. Okay, thank you everyone. Dear panelists, we have amazing audience with us and we are expecting a lot of questions from you. Dear students, please note we'll be having a Q&A session at the end, hence keep your questions ready. The spread of humanities will guide you to pursue roles that require an understanding of people, creativity, communication, planning, problem solving, teaching, and so on. We have the panel members discussing the topic of unconventional career paths in humanities in our Avenir 2022. Now let's move on to our discussion. How can we procure the trainer's certification in martial arts? I think Mr. Mohammed will be able to answer this question. Over to you, sir.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for inviting me. It's my pleasure to be here. Now, regarding the certification of your course, it matters, like which field you like to go with it. Like even in the fitness or the martial arts, there is a varieties of fields. Let's say about the martial arts, there is a karate, there is a kickboxing, and there is taekwondo, capoeira, Brazilian martial arts. Varieties of martial arts are there. And when you want to go for the fitness as a fitness trainer, it can be like a bodybuilding type of training, or you can be like just a fitness trainer. It all matters like which one you want to choose. Now, if you want to choose for as a karate or any of the martial arts trainer, then yes, it really matters. You have to have the certification. And you have to link with that organization. Because in future, when you train for any of the child or the students or individual, they have to reach in certain level. It's not like they just start end up their career within a few months. It takes like 4 years, 5 years, sometimes even it takes 6 years. So when one individual starts, not necessarily he has to be remain in the one place. He will move from one to another place. So when he moved to some other place, so he has to continue the same journey where he had already reached. So that only the certification will give you the value that which level that individual had reached. And if you already linked with that organization, you can provide them the certification for your students in the future, where the students can reach to the next level without any problem. And then same case, you being a trainer, if you wanted to become a trainer certification, also the same organization provides. Amongst you, few of you already getting part of some martial arts classes might be. If you want to know where is the best place to get the certification, you see your recent dance certificate or Q certificates. Q certificates means without you reaching the black belt, before what you receive, that's called the Q certifications. Watch the certificate, it is mentioned which center is applicated with which application. In that you have to see and you have to contact them directly. If you not able to get the best, then better to go with the Ministry of Sports of particular country. They will guide you like which is the proper certified clubs where you can go through with them and get the certification, which will help you to get the certification course. And related to there is a separate as a coach or trainer, there is nothing as such course exist. It is all about your experience. You will be like developing, and already amongst you who has already the leadership quality within you. That will help you to become as a trainer. So certification wise, if being here, if you want any guidance, we are certified club, especially in karate and taekwondo part. Even the capoeira is a Brazilian martial arts. You can visit our club for the more guiding for the getting the certification as a trainer. If you already reach certain level, like for example, simple black belt, if you reached, then yes, coach certification you can get. If not, then you have to start getting trained for reaching the black belt. Then only you can consider as a trainer certificate you can achieve. Otherwise, it not be possible.
Thank you, sir. Can you just brief me on assessment? How are they assessing the children for the various levels? Do they have theory and practical as well? Do they have the theory part?
Look, you're asking about the...
Yes, about your martial arts, yeah.
About the martial arts, you have variety each and every level. There is a certain level need to be learned that you have to pass out from the one level to another level. When you're passing out, you will be get certified for that. Each belt level is depending on the, like karate and taekwondo are almost similar. And even the capoeira, it will take a little more time. So when you reach from one level to another level, there is a certification. So how the karate and taekwondo work, especially the karate, if you want to know, like there is a total 9 cues to reach to the black belt shodan. When you start with the first level, it will be considered as a 9th cue. It's an opposite calculation. In the school, you start from first grade, second grade, third grade. In the martial arts, you start with the 9th cue, then 8th cue, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, then black belt shodan. There how you reach the level. For the black belt, getting to the level of the black belt, it will need minimum 4.5 to 5 years of training time.
All right, thank you, sir. How many of you would like to take up humanities as one of your choice or ambition? Hands up. All right, so now we have Ms. Rohini. Ms. Rohini, how do humanities contribute to society? Why should we study and who should study?
Yeah, first of all, thank you for inviting me here to discuss on the topic. Thanks to the committee. Yeah, so we can see very few hands raised. Like, how many of you want to take humanities as a career? Okay, I'll make it simple. How many of you want to do love to dance or love to do art? Okay. Do you enjoy music? Okay, how many of you want to do some social work? And how many of you want to just help your friends? You want to play and don't wish to study much? Okay, there are few hands. It's okay, you can open up, yes. Sometimes you might be feeling, oh, it's so much, I don't want to study a lot. I don't want to study maths, and I just want to go and read a book. How many of you are readers here? Okay, so many of you enjoy reading. So do you feel like if I'm reading, enjoying this, then why cannot I continue reading? Like, I have to study, I have to do a lot of engineering, or how many of you want to become engineers or doctors? Okay, there are many hands coming up here. So what humanities is? How many want to study your own self? Humanities is, you want to study your own self, you want to study people around, the nature around you. Okay, humanities is all about people. It's about studying the people life, how life have evolved, then how we interact with the nature, how we interact with the society or the environment around us. And there are a lot of fields. So a contribution of humanities is a lot in the society. Because as Mr. Wilfred had discussed, like, it's in every field, be it a teacher, dancer, it's about following your passion. And who should study humanities? If you are people smart, if you interact with people, if you enjoy interacting with people, if you enjoy helping people, if you just want to do some social work, or if you want to follow your heart, if you are picture smart. What is picture smart? Or nowadays it's like all of you enjoy taking pictures, selfies, video contents. You enjoy uploading your videos and watching a lot of videos. Do you? Any YouTube creator over here? Content creator? How many of you, any of you enjoy? Okay, so, or you enjoyed, or you're good at taking photos? Like, you'll click 100 photos, but there will be someone who is good at taking just one click, which is very perfect. Yes. So, picture smart students, like, I have talent, you are having some talent. There are people who are language smart, like people who are very good at speaking. You can talk different languages. Then that way you can communicate easily with others. So those students who are good readers, who want to enjoy learning different languages, can pursue humanities as a career. Then there are different careers with people who are having body smart. What is this body smartness? Like, you enjoy moving here and there. You can sit at a place. Those students who are body smart, who just want freedom to work, can take career in humanities. And it's a lot of contribution towards society. If you study arts and humanities, there are different varieties, like you can go into fine arts. It's an ocean of knowledge. You just have to select what suits you. For a picture smart person can go for content creation, a visual, there are careers. We all love watching movies. You can create your own movies. You can reach to people and you can impact on the society. So that's where humanities is. If you want to impact on the society, if you want to do some good, if you have to follow your heart, go for humanities.
Thank you, ma'am. We have many avid readers amongst us, so they read a lot of books, even in their math class. Thank you. Now, Mr. Wilfred has already presented a beautiful presentation. He has covered everything, but we have a few specific questions. So, will the healthcare sector pay well and have a career growth?
Oh yeah, it's little. Again, I think they might be surprised now, because half an hour he spoke and again he's sitting in front of us. So don't get bored, okay? Anyway, yeah, healthcare sector, yes. It pays well and career growth is amazing. Because people have most of the people doesn't know about healthcare sector properly. Yes, there is an incident. A receptionist has become operation head. Receptionist or nurse has become operation head. It's an amazing career path in healthcare sector. So it's depend upon how you take it, how smartly you work, and how you complete your work or how you perform. So yes, regarding pay, yes, after certain grades or after certain level, yes, pay is very good in healthcare sector. To reach, yes, immediately is not possible. We have to wait. We have to perform ourselves, and we have to prove that I'm a good administrator or I'm a good hospital operations guy or hospital administrator.
Well said, sir. Thank you. Our audience amongst us are prospective kids who have to decide on the stream post grade 12. Mr. Hemal, what's your advice on this?
Good evening, everyone. I come from a sports background, and now the modern day sports has evolved. Since I'm a cricketer, so I would probably relate it to cricket. From a 55-day match, which used to be the pattern earlier, maybe 20 years back, to an age where we see a 50 over, that is a one-day match, and the recent one, that is T20. So it has evolved. And with sports evolving, we see there is a huge change in the pattern the sports is conducted. So just to give you an example, the 1983 World Cup winning team had one coach, one manager, and 14 players. And the recent team, that is Indian team traveling to Australia for the T20 World Cup, has got 14 players and 16 support staff. So just imagine that the equal number of professionals, the specialists, are traveling with the team. And what does that include? That includes the head coach, that includes the batting coach, the bowling coach. Within bowling, there is a spin bowling coach and a fast bowling coach. There is a fitness trainer, a fielding coach. Besides that, they avidly use technology. So there is a video analyst who analyzes just not the game of the team, but the opponents as well. And that is a profession that is widely pursued. You need not be a cricketer by profession, but you need to be good. You should have some background of cricket with some analysis that how does it work. Now, how many of we know that we play on a cricket surface and that curator has to be an engineer? He needs to understand the soil better. Now, it is in itself is a demanding profession, but hugely in demand, because nobody can play without having a cricket field. So that is again, besides that, we all pursue, I mean, as kids, you pursue medicine. So how is it that that can play a role in sports? So that is where the physiotherapists, sports nutrition, I'm telling you, sports nutrition is part of all the international teams now. So you specialize in that, and that helps you take you to that level. So I think the avenues in sports, we just see on TV, and that's it. But that is much beyond. Now, if we see IPL, what is an IPL? IPL is just not a tournament. It's an event by itself. So when it comes to IPL, what do you see? That you need professionals to manage that event, because there is an opening ceremony, there is an ending ceremony, closing ceremony. So you need professionals to manage that. Besides that, they are celebrities that they are managing. So what do you need? Security management. So that is again an avenue that you can look at. So I think sports, yes, we see the players, they are the celebrities, but that's a lot around that throws an opportunity for aspiring kids.
Thank you, sir. Very informative. We have a sensitive question. Will the choreographer get a good remuneration to live a good life?
Good evening, everyone. Yes, that's a good question which each and every kid should know before you choose any profession. So I'd like to say and be very frank with you, saying, yes, we get good remuneration. And it's not, we are restricted to one thing of what we do. We have various different type in the same field to earn money. You know, we do Sangeet shows, we do stage shows, we do choreography for events, and then dance institution, that's what we do now. Then, you know, as sir was saying about the events of IPL, in that also we play a very major, big role in that, you know. So that's what, like, we have a lot of scope. Recently, I met one of my friend who is a choreographer from Kerala. He was telling me, I'm so happy with the profession that I am not restricted to one thing. Like, this is the only door what I have open for earn money. I have various things. Ye nahi ho raha hai, to something else I can do it. You know, like that. So, and being me into this profession for more than 20 years now, so thank God I'm doing well, and that's what. So remuneration-wise is really good, not bad. But apart from that, I'm very thankful to God Almighty and my parents. I'd like to tell you one thing. Above and beyond the remuneration, what I get, the respect, the fame, what I get from the friends and my known people, that is one thing more than what remuneration pays me. That's priceless. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Without having an experience or practicing martial arts, do we have a chance of getting into it? As our children are young for this, so may I have Mr. Mohammed to share some words?
Yes, being already you are in teenage, So if you are not ever experienced or you have never tried with any of the martial arts or the fitness, like a fitness, it's not like martial arts is limited with only the martial arts. Being a karate coach, you can be even the fitness trainer for the football team or cricket team. You have a lot of opportunities. Now, you being in our teenage, without having experience, now can you choose as a additional option for you? Yes, it is possible. Especially for those who amongst you already have experience with the sports. You have done the great job in the sports, maybe a good runner or a good high jump, athletic, different games, or maybe you're a good football player. So when you are already in the sports, you will be having enough level of stamina, your body flexibility and your power, core muscle strength. This will help you easy to learn any sort of martial arts or even the fitness field. That you have to identify yourself. And now, as you know, now next you going for the next level of education, which need further 3 to 4 years. In that time, if you wanted to learn, and if you at least give minimum a day 2 hours of practice, which makes you more healthy and fit, along with that, you will be learning on additional profession, which in the, you can use it, this one. Because I never thought that I will become a karate coach. I was done my BCom, and then I came here like Muscat. Before that, I training as a part-time. I came as administrator, but then I got the opportunity to teach, and I made a team, and it went very well. And my team, the students started coming from the different clubs. Considering that, yes, we are able to achieve certain level in the competition. Our achievements is visible when our students perform well in the competition. So students started coming in, the group created bigger and bigger, and then it will like more than what I used to earn, I getting into the karate, and I'm more passionate with that. And then I choose that profession, that as my full-time profession. And now you, being a teenage, yes, definitely you can practice and keep regular like 2 hours of minimum dedication to practice it. After that practicing done, like your education done, then you'll get the job. If you get the job, then you can work this as a part-time. So when you have an additional source of income, it will be better for you never know in life what situation we will face. Even in COVID time, a lot of my knowing people, they lost the job. A lot of people, there is a lot of cut-off, in the salary. And then if you have some sort of skill, which you makes additional income, you will not break up in your life, and it will be really good. You can take it as additional option for along with your education.
Thank you. As we all know, health workers have very little family time. Sir, please can you tell us how does the work environment affects the health workers?
Yeah, work environment for any organization, I think how we create is people, how we create work environment. So our sector, I just talk about healthcare sector, yes. We have beautiful work environment. I'll tell you one thing. It is not only the patient, not only the IP beds, not only the OP beds. Beyond IP and OP, there's a lot of other things. We celebrate all the festivals. Recently, we celebrated Onam. We have a lot of departmental training programs, communication programs. I think we going to celebrate Christmas. We celebrated, Eid. And moreover, every month we celebrate, in fact, not every month, every day we celebrate birthdays. Every day. Each and every small moment we celebrate. And it's very interesting when we celebrate and when we work with the smile, our half of the problem will be solved. So amazing, we have very good work, work environment in healthcare sector. especially if I talk to my company point of view, my organization point of view, and employee-friendly atmosphere we do have. Most of the healthcare facilities like that only, because staff has to come out from the lot of, one of the high intensity industry is healthcare industry. Like, we are dealing with human beings, so we should be very calm, we should be very cool-minded. So work culture is fantastic here. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. That was wonderful. How can one follow a career path in a particular stream and courses available? Ms. Rohini, please can you throw some light on that?
Yeah. So it's career paths in humanities. Have any of you heard about an image consultant? Anyone aware of a field as image consultant? Okay. Okay, there's one hand who is aware. It's a good thing. Okay, there have been a lot of disciplines we are not aware about in humanities. So image consultant is one of those fields. So who are these image consultants? We all follow actresses. We have these celebrities. We have known there are organizations, there are businessmen who have their image, like a particular person is like this. We have an image of someone in our mind. But there are people who maintain this image and who help these celebrities to maintain this image. They fine-tune your qualities. And those image consultants help you to follow, like in any industry, how to mold yourself, like how to be presentable. Those who take care of these fields, those are image consultants. And it's a growing field. It's in demand from a long time, but many of us are not aware of it. It's one of the unconventional fields where one can be applied, one can be a corporate trainer where you will be trained in the aviation industry where the stewards or they are trained to how to be presentable, how to follow your image. So that's one industry. Then have you heard about travel and tourism? Yes, it's one of the booming field. Any of you who just want to travel the world, who feels that in my life I will travel the whole world? Any of you from the students? Do you feel I just want to go and travel and learn about people? Yes. So travel and tourism is the best choice for you, where you follow your heart. You follow your passion. You want to go around the world, you'll be following your passions and you'll be helping people with that. There is a lot of streams, sub-streams in this particular career option. Then hospitality has been, hospitality is one career which has been talked in mostly all the fields. There are service industries, hospitality where there is hotel management. Are you aware of what comes under hotel management, travel and tourism? Students, what do you think hotel management is? Okay, there are many sub-parts in hotel management. It's not just the management stream you will be managing. There comes a chef, there is a room service. There are a lot of sub-fields where you will be managing that. You will be giving service. There is a booking field, like reception in the hospital management. Same way in hotel management, there are a lot of fields which you can take as a career. You could be a chef, you could be on board on a ship, you could be where you'll be sailing around the world as one of the crew. You'll be managing staff under you, helping helping the staff, whatever are there. So there are a lot of careers in travel and tourism as well as hospitality. Then photography. photography, you can do a best career in photography. Most of the time, it is you start at a very young age. All these careers need to have you get a proper degree, but many of the careers you can start at a very, very young age. These are the creative careers. You could paint, you could be a painter, you can paint from a very early age, and you can inspire people. You can be creative, you can have your own videos, you can inspire, and you can start earning, you can have your own self-image, you can develop yourself at a very early age. So there is no age limit to start your profession. As you develop, you can grow yourself doing a degree and diploma in that particular field. So there have been many unconventional sides in this. There is a fashion industry where you could be a fashion designer, you could be a fashion stylist. For all these courses, you can follow course. First, decide your path. Like, this particular thing inspires me. Instead of the conventional studying, I like to read, I like to paint, I like to draw. I have a image in my mind which I can present in front of people. If this, you can take such unconventional careers if you have that. So it's all a creativity and your passions. You can link your passion, your creativity when you are taking a career in humanities. And there are no boundaries. You can work as per your own freedom. Like, there are no time limits. Yes, of course, every field is challenging. There are challenges, there are stepping stones in every career path. But you're motivated by yourself. You're following your heart. And you are always energetic, like you're on your toes. There is one more field you can choose as a career, that is event management, which comes under the study of humanities. Like, you have been seeing your teachers, this is a very big event, and all the staff and committee had been working really hard to organize this. So a lot of things comes in under event management, and it's one of the booming fields one can go for. So these are the careers I would like to enhance, and there have been many subfields, even in the sport industry we have discussed. For yoga too has a lot of careers. If you go with yoga studies, or you can go for classical dances, or any kind of dance, you can go for that. Humanities has thousands of careers waiting for you. You just have to open your mind to this field, and there is a lot to explore. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Hemal, would you like to add a few more career options related to sports?
Well, besides what I spoke, I mean, we see a stadium being built. I mean, you can see we need an engineer, but not only that, we need a light specialist, because it's not the lights that we use, what we see here is the same thing that we have to use in the stadium. So we need a light specialist which ensures that the match goes on without having any impact, and there is enough light as well. So, I mean, when I say, besides that, if you look at the technology, are we using technology in sports? To a larger extent, yes. How is it that we are using it? So there is a referral system that we all see during all the international matches. What is it that they use? The ball tracking, the sneakometer. So what is that? That is all software engineers who support the system to work in a particular way with the trajectory, the sneakometer, the bouncers, which areas is the bowler bowling. So there is a lot of technology that is being used in sports now, and the sports specialist, that is the batting consultants or the bowling consultants, they use this to a greater extent to master that sports and actually rehearse that so that they can master it. So based on the positives and the negatives of each player, they use the technology as well now. Besides that, what is it that are the other options that they can look at? Video analyst is one which is in huge demand. I spoke about the physiotherapist and sports nutrition. Trainers are in huge demand because trainers are one who keep the players fit. And I don't know how many of you follow the football, the EPL. You see any EPL team, they would have probably 6 to 8 physiotherapists come doctors with them all the time. That means 8 months of the year, 8 people are engaged only with the team just to make sure the recovery time is brought down from a week to 3 days to 1 day. And that is what it's professionalism, because they are paying millions to a player, to hire a player, and if he's not playing half of the time, then the ROI is not there. I mean, everybody is looking at the finances. How is it that it can be more rewarding? The rewarding is through winning, and that is what it matters. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. May I pass it on to Mr. Wilfred? So please, can you tell us about the non-medical career opportunities in healthcare?
Yes, non-medical career opportunities are plenty, like operations, hospital operations, and customer service. Biomedical engineer, maybe new to you. Biomedical engineer is a person who takes care of all the machineries related to hospitals. So that is biomedical engineer, and we have opportunities for IT engineers. You might be thinking, hey, what's IT engineer going to do in hospitals? Oh, it's very important. He plays a very important role. All communications, all softwares developed by IT engineers. Facility management, then housekeeping head, housekeeping supervisor is a part of, hospitality. So this is, human resources, finance. So we have a lot of CAs in our organization, healthcare. We have a lot of, we have psychologists also, and you can see that other things like customer support and front office. It's front office, and as well as you can see that financial analyst. That financial analyst plays a vital role in healthcare sector. Business analyst plays vital role. These are the main career opportunity in healthcare sector. Other than routine like receptionist, housekeeping, room service supervisor, and IP coordinator. IP coordinator means there is a coordinator in each and every department. Like there is a inpatient coordinator, outpatient coordinators, radiology coordinators, lab coordinators. Each and every department has a coordinators. Okay. These are part of operations team. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, moving on to Mr. Delicious. So what are the good qualities does a good choreographer should possess?
Come again?
What are the good qualities should a good choreographer should possess?
Okay. A good choreographer, yeah, definitely they need to know dance. Like they need to have the knowledge of dance. Yeah, then should have a good vision and good rhythm sense. And you know what, we do choreography on song, so you need to have the rhythm sense and need to have the feel. So in our words, we say feel karo. Like whenever we have to choreograph, we have to feel the song and get into it. You have to break the rules so that you make that song look beautiful in front of others. Apart from that, very important thing which I feel a good choreographer needs to understand the capability of the dancer or the performer who he's going to choreograph on. Like suppose I will be having 10,000 things in my mind, but a person is going to perform in front of you. उनका capacity से ज़्यादा या कम कर दिया मैंने, so that is also not right. So a good choreographer needs to understand the person well before he starts training them. And at the end, feel it, close your eyes, feel karo, do what you feel better, what people will like according to them, you make a choreography. So that's the qualities of a good choreographer. I have to.
Thank you, sir. Interesting. Can an engineer or a doctor take up a martial as a trainer or a job for an alternative source of income?
Yes, here is the question coming about the income. Is the matter the most, especially when you're choosing the profession. When you see about the doctor, engineer, or teacher, or any profession, you will see what respect you will get, and then even what is the source of income you will generate through that. This is the most matter. And now, related to being a trainer, like you can be as there is two options. You can continue with your one profession of work, which is like normally everybody work like from the morning to evening. Let's say average timing, morning 8 o'clock to evening 5 o'clock, the average people here in Oman, they work. Then after that, there is, the trainers like dancer, even Dilisha Sadadevan, even myself. Our work is start from the evening, like 5 to 8. We work only 3-4 hours. And the weekend we work for 5-6 hours. And we enjoy the most of our life than the working, We enjoy our days. So now, if you already, as I said, if you're already in one profession, if you have a skill, you can utilize that skill. And through that, you can generate the income. Generating of the income, you cannot imagine, it has a good income generation. Even like, the teachers, even the most important is the respect. You will get the respect along with that. Now, teacher in the schools, they teach to the kids, and the same teacher can take the tuition. That's additional income. They should know, like, okay, what they have capability, and they can do the additional source of income through that. So it's not about only the martial arts, it's about the fitness. You have a fitness, you can do the private training. You don't need to have the gym. You don't need to have a club. You don't need to go to the school. Even the private trainings, like one-to-one client you will get if you have a skill. And through that also you can make a great income. For one example, the charges for the private trainings, minimum it costs you 150 to 200 riyals. I charge 200 riyals for 8 sessions. Each session is 1 hour. It's like, you should know, like there is a good source of income you can generate through this. As from the first beginning itself, don't just focus only to become a trainer. Focus on your profession, what you have a plan to. Along with that, on the side, just try to improve the skill where you can later on use it as additional source of income. That's what I can suggest you, because it's not now in our profession, like karate coaches, and there is even the gym trainers, those who are already the doctors. There is one, along with me, there is one sensei, he's a professional doctor, and he goes to the hospital. He's working as a doctor, and the evening time, he take the sessions as a sensei, as a training classes. And this is how you can make additional. It's not about only you making the income. Along with that, you like continuing your passion, and even the more than that, as it gives the happiness. It's like respect for you. That's what I can say. It's like, it's your choice. Like you can try it as an additional source of income to improve your skill. Now it's a time, if you amongst you, anybody you think, it's not only the martial arts. If you are a good football player, you know how to play good football or basketball or table tennis, So improve your furthermore skill, and then try to keep practice that. Even when you go for higher education, you can take out your time, whichever activity you're good in, keep continuity of that practice. It is not like you making the friends and you're just going out for having fun and you're just wasting your evening time. You study, take your time, you study, and when you need some relaxation, you want to get mentally relaxed, then go and play that sports. When you play that sports, you improve your skill. When you improve that skill, you know that I'm good with that activity. Then later on, you can use that as an additional, like you can train and you can improve that. Even the swimming also, the same case, you know. So there is a lot of opportunities for creating the additional source of income through the sports. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Our students are most of the time worried about their marks. Why do they feel unhappy and tend to give up from the stream and tend to switch the career path in the middle of the session? Ms. Rohini, please, can you throw some light on this?
Yes, it happens most of the time. It's like we choose one career and then at the mid, many students want to drop out from the mainstream career. Then initially you feel that I'll go for a career in medical or engineering, this being labeled the prestigious careers in our society. So we start with that and then it tends to be pressurizing and then you feel to move on to do something different. It happens a lot of time. Do you agree with this? Yeah. So why it's happening? Because there is always we are not clear in our own view what I want to do. Once you decide what I like, what are my interests, what are my passions, what I'm good at, if you know your strengths, if you know your weaknesses, it becomes easier for you to choose what I'm doing good at. If I'm good at doing a particular thing, then why I'm tend to do another thing. If I'm forced to do another thing, it obviously you don't perform that well. You don't feel good to do that thing. And it's the pressure that makes us leave one career. So once you know yourself that, yes, these are my strengths, these are my interests. If I can align my career with my interests, my passions, my strengths, I'll definitely perform, I'll be giving my best into it, and I'll definitely perform in whichever career I'm following. Again, peer pressure, parental pressure, that is one more thing which makes children choose a career path. My friend is doing this particular thing, so I want to do that. I will follow my friend. That makes you to go in one particular career, and then suddenly at the midpoint you realize it's not working with me. Obviously it won't, because everyone is different. So knowing yourself and choosing career as per your choice will surely make you focus, and you can achieve and you can follow the success goal. You can do whatever you want to do. There are many people who change careers at it's a mid-career change. Once you are doing a particular thing, and then you work as an engineer, you study engineer, and then you realize that this I can be good at this also, I can do that. It happens, and trying different things is good, but if you start at an earlier age, you tend to realize, oh, I'm so good at photography, then why I started too late? So this realization happens that I'm good at doing this thing, and then I spent so many years in doing that thing which I wasn't meant for that. So it's always good to know yourself and choose a career at an earlier age, so you can feel content throughout. You don't feel any regret about the time which you have lost in trying different things. There are opportunities everywhere, in every field. It's just how you line up, how you know yourself, how you know the careers, how do you follow that particular path. If I want to become a so-and-so person, what are the line paths? What are the path I should follow? What I should focus on? What should be the certifications, or be it a degree? What I should go? If you know on a earlier hand, you'll do best into it. Just say about, like example, about languages. You can start learning languages at a very earlier age. Like the better you start, the earlier you start, the earlier you'll be good at that. There are people who knows 10 languages, who can interact in 20 languages. Yeah, if someone might be following Indian Idol. There is one singer right now, it's a reality show, who can sing in 10 different languages. Who can compose music and sing in 10 different languages. So the earlier you start, there is always a lot of opportunities or lot of chances to try different things. So if you are choosing, if your linguistic aptitude is strong and you're choosing a career into language, you can be a good interpreter, like a translator, where you can help people translate different from different languages. So you can know the culture, like what this culture is. So whatever are the obstacles in particular field or in particular thing, being a translator, you can guide people like how you can do that. So basically, if you're choosing this, if you're following your passions and your interest, and if you like to working freedom, and if you're really working hard towards your goal, you don't tend to lose interest in anything, and you'll always succeed in whatever you do. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Dear children, we have a takeaway from ma'am's feedback, that is, take your own decision. Will the employees get work-life balance in the healthcare sector? Mr. Wilfred.
It's depend upon us. Yes. See, work-life balance is not what employer gives. It is my experience is, like, if I'm not able to, what is work-life balance? You know what is work-life balance? It's balance, simple, it's balance between my work and my personal life. Balance between my studies and my personal life. Right? So, I can relate to studies also. If I'm not able to do my work in 8 hours, for 8 hours is a working time, so I extend for 2 hours. So 2 hours, my family life will reduced in a day. So, to get work-life balance, we have to organize ourselves. We have to prioritize our job. Definitely, wherever we go, not only healthcare industry, any industry will get work-life balance. I'll give you an example. Our doctors are going for a gym. Our nurses are going for gym. Only sometimes administrators like us, we are lazy, we don't go. Although we have more time. So, we don't go. But our answer is always busy, busy, busy. No. I'm a failure if I tell busy, because I'm not organizing myself. So, work-life balance is there. It's depend upon us, how we are going to take it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. What does sports actually teach us in life? Over to Ms. Hemel. What does sports teach us in life?
Well, it's really interesting question. I mean, what is it that sports can teach you in life? I think it teaches you a lot of things. When you play a team sport, it teaches you to be a team man. So that teaches you team spirit. So this is a school. So there are a lot of profiles that a principal would assign. And those departments has to work in sync. So that is what the team management is. So it is very extremely important that the sports, it teaches you team management. Even when you are playing a team sport, it entails with you the strategies. So we are playing cricket, so there is an in an opposition, there is a very good batsman. What do? You strategize. How is it that you can restrict runs, get him out? So these are soft skills. Nobody can tell you that, okay, how is it that we can train you on a strategy? But that comes out out of your experience. Besides this, I think how many of we know how to handle failure or adversity? I think no academics can teach you that. And the failure comes when you say that, okay, let's just take an example of Virat Kohli. Virat Kohli, who has scored 20,000 odd runs, he's going through a phase which is so-called as by professionals as lean patch. Though by his standards, yes, it is, but he's still helping India win. But we are calling that, no, it is not. We expect from Virat Kohli every time 100. Now he's managing the psychological element of it. That how is it that I'm going to manage the expectations of the world? And those, again, nobody can teach. So we lose. I mean, we are in the semifinals of the World Cup and we lose. Now failure, how many of we know that how to handle failure? It is, I mean, no academics can teach you how to handle failure. Sports can teach. So I think these are a lot of things that sports can teach you. And in the world where we are going through a tough time post-COVID to keep yourself fit, I think fitness is one thing that everybody would stress. Even parents are struggling to get rid of the gadgets that we have. As individuals, even we are so addicted to the gadgets. I think sports teaches you to stay away from all those gadgets. And that's a huge help that we can get into.
Mehta sir, I can add you one thing add. I think sports teaches what is life. Yeah? Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, dear panelists, for the wonderful session. Dear students, it's time for you. The floor is yours. You can ask your questions.
Mr. Mohammed, sir, I have a question for you. What would you do if you discovered a student was using material art techniques to assault others?
Hello, I'm sorry here, it's not clearly audible. Can you repeat the question, please?
What would you do if you discovered that a student was using material art techniques to assault others?
If a student uses the martial arts to attack the peers, the friends.
Okay, so you mean to say the one who already know the martial arts and he's trying to attack you, what you will do? Look, here the people, even many of my students' parents has a misunderstanding. If my child is already, he is hyperactive and he is like fighting, if I teach him the martial arts, so how can I control that child? This is the question comes when the child is small, doesn't happen this. Why? Because when you learn any sort of martial arts comes with the respect. First is teach you how to respect. And those who not learn this law, like respecting thing, he'd never be a good martial artist. To learn the martial arts, it's a year of process. And I getting one student, for example, if that student doesn't has a capability of respecting, being a patient, then that student never be a good martial artist. So if someone is learn the martial arts, he will never going to attack you. That for sure. In my life, I never be in any sort of fight, never be. And even in my group of students, I had noticed any martial arts learn member, he will never going to fight. Maybe you have seen the Karate Kids Netflix series, there is a bad sensei's. Like this type of sensei's are very, very, almost no actually in the market. That's a series which is showing like this, but don't worry, it doesn't happen. But fact-wise, if this happens, then defensing will be going to be very harder. Do not worry, there is a, normally when it comes like I go to teach the self-defense techniques, I normally says, it is the best, instead of facing that individual, try to be smart and escape it, and try to avoid it. You have to be smart enough to understand that, like, for example, if some individual is coming, he is unknown person, he's coming towards to you to create the problem. Before he's too close, you have to identify that situation. And then you have to better to run away. Run away means to the public area, to the place where, you're not alone, and ask for the help rather than facing it. Because no one can say amongst us, you cannot say what is his capability. Normal, simple example I can give you. I am in the signal. I have a car which is, 2.0 engine, and there is another one. He has a 5-liter engine car. I know it's a very sportive car. And he is in signal, it's a red. He is accelerating and he's, trying for me to let's make a race. I will never do that. Why? Because I know that my car has no ability. His smartness is to just leave it, let it go. And in your case, first of all, martial artists will not attack you. Even if such case comes in, you cannot identify he's a martial artist. Never it is written in your description. By watching the human, you cannot identify how strong is he, how good is he, It's just, it is a basic skill you all, being a teenager, need to be learned, like to identify the person. Yeah, of course, initial level itself, you have to notify yourself, you have to understand, you have to alert yourself. There is some problems or trouble is coming to you. So there only you have to get yourself alert and just try to avoid that situation. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Expert. One more thing to add on to Avasim's question, what you asked. What he said, like, if you face a situation, you have to escape. After you escape, get a contact number for Champ and take admission there. So next time you're also prepared. Champ, Arts and Sports.
Thank you, sir. Can we have another question?
Mr. Himal, sir, the question is for you. How will you control your emotions when you're handling your team?
Emotions with? Perfect. I mean, it is a tricky question to tell you the truth. I mean, it's that instance that we manage our emotions. So if you tell that how would Virat Kohli react versus Rohit, it would be two extreme poles. It's poles apart.
She meant like you will be having different type of students with you, how you handle them and how you control your emotions that particular moment.
Yeah, I believe, I have trained close to 1,000 kids. And we see different age groups, from a child who is 5 to 6 year old to a child who is 17, 18. I believe with age comes the situation handling. If the age is just 5 to 6, it is very clear that we have to just accept what they are doing and gracefully just move with the motion, because that kid is not in a position to understand. That's what the emotional quotient is. But when it comes to a kid who is 17, 18, I believe that first is just slow it down, whatever his emotions, let him vent it out, and then probably we can justify through a logic, why is it that what we are saying is right or wrong. And I'm quite sure that being a kid who is 15, 17, they have a head to understand and accept it and move on. But as a coach, this is what we do. At times we find even kids still doesn't understand, so we engage the parents. How is it that we can explain the situation? And we explain the situation and things go. In certain cases, we have to just switch it off if it goes extreme. So the kid is behaving still the same. We just ask them, take a week off, you come back. And I believe there is no one answer to it. It varies from the degree of the problem.
Thank you, sir.
With your permission, may I ask one question? Okay, so we all are from Humanities, so we know the menu. So when we go to any restaurant, when you have 200 items to eat, we get confused. So similar way, humanities are like that, so many things to do. Now I want to ask you questions, especially to Hemal sir and Delicious sir and Mohammed sir, from parents' perspective. So it is an ideal thing that if you are interested in any particular thing, you pursue your career, so you enjoy most. Right, because if we are interested in cricket and if you make your career in cricket, I think so life is good. If you are interested in something, you're doing something, at the end of the day, you ask yourself that, I'm not doing a good job and I'm not satisfied. So parents, most of the parents, they are scared to send their children in sports or maybe music or maybe like karate, and there are various things. Because the career opportunities are there. Now today you really discuss a good thing about, sports. But the competition is very tough, very, very tough. So they always keep this thing as a second option. So what is your say in this? Whether they should really focus on what they like and they go ahead, or they should keep the second option on. Over to you.
Sir, good evening. First of all, sir, competition is such, it is not only in this field, in each and every field there is competition nowadays. Like, if I see my generation, we didn't had so much of platform and competition to, get into one thing. But now you see, whether it's dance, karate, yoga, or studies also, it's become a very different level. You see some reality shows, even if it's field of engineering or doctorate, any profession you take, it has become really tough. So kids are becoming more and more competitive, and they're getting trained in such schools where they get more better training to cope up with the speed of the, growth what is happening. So competition is such, I'll tell you, there is every field. But for the profession, as you said, my suggestion, first thing, go for the basic education which is compulsory required. The profession like dance, I'll talk about only dance. Profession which I follow, dance, I will not tell you to leave your studies, keep it aside and go for dance. Don't do that. Basic education is a must. I myself is a graduate from Mumbai, and I did 1 year law in Mumbai KC College. After completion of KC College 1 year law, I got an opportunity of doing a world tour where I felt, I think I'm going to get the right opportunity and I can go ahead. Before that, I used to do chota-mota shows, competitions. That was my passion which I was following. But when I got a right opportunity, I thought, this is my passion, this is the right opportunity, now I'll get into it. I didn't keep my studies aside. So, that is my suggestion. Please do not leave your studies. Even in Oman, many kids come to me, sir, we want to take our career as passion, as dance. I tell them, good, go ahead. First, finish your studies. Then we are there, a lot of institutions are there. Okay, I can guide you to the right way to achieve your goal. So that's what.
I would like to just add one more dimension to it. I mean, if we know that a child takes a path of engineering or doctor, being a doctor, they know the path. But when you pursue dance, sports, you're not sure, it's uncertain whether my kid will be successful or not, whether he can cope up with the pressure. So that uncertainty is something that is not helping parents decide which path to take. But I believe that if you have the skill sets, engineering will take 15 years, sports cannot happen in 3 months, or choreography cannot happen in 3 months. But we all expect that, okay, if my kid has an apt to it, it has to happen in 3 months. And that's a very short duration. We judge or decide. I think we should give that freedom to the kid to pursue what they are passionate about, they love, and then, yes, constantly evaluate so that we know the path taken is right or wrong, and then amend it over a period of time. Yes, academics can go hand in hand. The number of hours that he or she puts in to various activities can differ. So I think that is one thing that even parents has to understand and accept it gracefully.
Very well said. You answered it right. Just one piece of advice from my side. To my experience, especially sports and dance and these are activities are very fancy and very attractive. It has some kind of entertainment. So my advice to students, just don't jump into it and decide overnight that, I want to pursue my career. I'll give you one example. When India won a World Cup, so you'll not believe 250 students enrolled for cricket. They all wanted to become Virat Kohli and MS Dhoni. So, overnight you cannot decide. And even the parents also supported, okay, fine, this is a wonderful thing. Let's send our kids to this academy and even we will have, another Virat Kohli in family. So this is not possible. So go slow, especially the career which are like, attracts you, it's entertaining and which is like changing like gears very fast. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Hello.
Can we hear it for the panelists?
Sorry.
Okay,
to
we have
interrupt.
another question.
Hello? Yeah, I would just like to add on this. Like the question we had been discussing, first, you should decide what do you define, how do you define your success? What's a successful life for you? Like to have a name, fame, a good earning, or to even living an average normal life with good earning and respect. Once you differentiate this, all the careers are respectful, all the careers give you a good pay. It's like once parents decide, like competition is everywhere. So if you're clear what success is for you, what a successful life gives you, happiness is your definition of success, contentment if it's your definition of success, and along with that, obviously, earning has to be there, because without that you can't achieve anything. Then it will be easy for you to decide on the subjects or the career fields, whatever field one is choosing. Thank you.
Let's give them a big round of applause on behalf of the entire team. Thank you so much for your time and presence. I hand over the podium to the MCs. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sophia ma'am. A big thank you to all the esteemed panelists for answering all the queries so patiently. I request our panelists and Ms. Sophia to please be on stage. I request our principal, Dr. Bhavesh Bhalerao, to please escort the BOD member, Dr. Alex, and our school management committee members, Mr. Ajayan Poyara, Mr. Dinesh, Dr. Vinod Kumar, and Mr. Shanmugan to please come on the stage. Can we please give a round of applause for all of them? Can I request Dr. Alex to please honor Mr. Wilfred Lastrado? Can I request Mr. Ajayan Poyara sir to please honor Mr. Hemal Mehta? Can I request Dr. Vinod Kumar to please felicitate Delicious Sahadevan, sorry. Can I request Dinesh sir to please do the honors for Mohammad Wasim Asadi, sir. Can I request Mr. Shanmugan to please honor Ms. Rohini Gaurav Sonavane? And can I request our principal, sir, to please honor Ms. Baby Sophia Paul?
As we draw the end of this enriching session, I am privileged to propose the vote of thanks. We extend our thanks to our eminent speaker, Mr. Wilfred Lasrado, for all his words of motivation. Thank you, sir. We express our gratitude to all the panelists for their informative session. Our deepest sense of appreciation and gratitude to Dr. Sivakumar Manikam, Chairman, Board of Directors, Indian Schools in Oman, and Director in Charge, Indian School Baushar, and other honorary directors on the Board of Directors, Indian Schools in Oman. Our heartfelt thanks to Mr. Ajayan Poyara, President, Indian School Baushar School Management Committee, and other members of the Indian School Baushar School Management Committee for their profound encouragement at all times. Avenir 2022 #DiscoverU is powered by IDP IELTS with platinum sponsor Jain University, gold sponsors De Montfort University, silver sponsors Dallas Baptist University, MIT Pune, Grey Matters, SP Jain University, Acharya University, and bronze sponsors Middle East College. Digital marketing partner Spectrum and Trifold. Media partner, the Arabian Stories, and all our valued donors.
I also wish to take this opportunity to express our heartfelt gratitude to our prudent captain of the ship, Dr. Bhavesh Bhalerao, Principal, Indian School Baushar, Honorable Principals of the School of MENA Region, Indian Schools in Oman, Vice Principals, Assistant Vice Principals, Coordinators, Supervisors, and the entire teaching fraternity for their support and guidance. I wish to thank each and every student and parent for their valuable presence in making this session a grand success. An event of this kind requires the coordination of a committed team. Thank you to the ISB team for making Avenir 2022 #DiscoverU possible.
Success is where preparation and opportunity meet. With these uplifting words, I, Belinda Mascarenas,
and I, Ms. Nupur Bhatia,
wish you all a glorious evening ahead. Before we bid adieu, let me remind you of the upcoming sessions happening online. The upcoming sessions are Careers in Space Research, Crime and Cybersecurity, the United States Admission. You can provide your feedback on the Avenir website, www.aveniroman.com. Every attendee who submits the feedback form will receive a digital certificate. Stay tuned and stay safe. Goodbye, everyone.
Hello everyone. My name is RENU and I represent IDP Education in Muscat. I just wanted to congratulate the entire team at Indian School Baushar for such a commendable and a beautiful setup of Avenir, putting all of the sessions together, having eminent speakers and having the opportunity for young talent to get this information was commendable. Thank you so much for having us, and especially to the entire team working tirelessly behind the scenes. Indian School Baushar, I wish each one of you all the very best, and wishing you success even more in the coming years. Good luck.
Hello everyone. Good afternoon to everyone. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank each and everyone in the Indian school community for hosting such a lovely event. It was a brilliant success. We enjoyed being a part of this 5-day journey, and we'll really look forward to being a part of it year after year. I would like to thank each and everyone in the Avenue team for working tirelessly, for working so hard and making sure that this turns out to be one of the brilliant events that has been held. Thank you once again.
Start. Okay, fine.
On behalf of Indian School and Mobila family, I would like to thank Indian School Bausha for organizing Avenue 2022 in a beautiful manner. The event was so informative, and I was able to understand more about choosing careers, choosing universities, and so much more. I'm thankful to Indian School Bausha for having us here and enriching us with this learning experience. Thank you.
Okay, fine.
Good evening. On behalf of Indian School Muscat, I would like to convey my thanks to the combined efforts of Indian School Bausha and IDP for organizing a Vinay for us. This career counseling event was really informative, especially since I'm keen on pursuing my higher education abroad. The detailed description of the courses, the career opportunities, and even IELTS was very helpful to everyone. And I'm really grateful that this opportunity helped us broaden our perspective on humanities and gave us an insight on the various career opportunities we have in this field. Thank you.
Okay, you can start.
This session has actually made me realize how important preparation is for the future careers. Usually humanities stream is a stream that everybody looks down upon. Even I myself had doubts about everything that I choose. But today's session made me really proud of who I am and what I have chosen. I thank Indian School Bausha for organizing Avenue 2022. It has given me the idea of what I have to choose, what all I have to apply, and how I should apply. Thank you.